it been confirmed that Tupac was gay or at least bisexual? Let's go. Okay. Ready? This is by Harriet Alexander, U.S. Senior Features Writer. This was published November 28th, 2025. You ready? Okay. When a 17-year-old Tupac Shakur walked into Leila Steinberg's living room, she sat up and took notice. For one thing, the aspiring rapper was supremely talented, elevating her weekly poetry circles with his exquisite verses and poignant phrasings. Then there were the pirouettes and plies, his outlandish persona, and his look. Pink eyeshadow, black nail varnish, and once a full cheerleader outfit. I'd never met a person like Tupac, said Steinberg, a community activist and elder sister to the Bay Area high school students. He was so unique and outside the box, I initially assumed he was gay because he was extremely feminine, everything from his mannerisms to doing ballet in my living room. In fact, she said, I do believe nowadays he would have defined himself as fluid. Almost 30 years after his murder, Tupac still manages to surprise. Now a new book, Only God Can Judge Me, has revealed a remarkable hidden side to the gangster rap pioneer and his complicated relationship with his own sexuality. According to friends, if Tupac was alive today, he would define himself as fluid. Steinberg is one of the many close friends who spoke to the author, Jeff Pearlman, to reveal that the man with Thug Life tattooed across his stomach was actually flamboyant, sensitive, bookish, and even effeminate before he became a famous rap star. Born in New York City to a Black Panther mother who rapidly descended into crack addiction, Tupac had a transient childhood, moved in '84 to Baltimore where his mother Afeni had relatives. Encouraged by an artsy white liberal couple who lived next door in '86, theatrical and curious Tupac auditioned for and was accepted by the prestigious Baltimore School for the Arts. Tuition was free for city residents. Those outside Baltimore paid $15,000 a year for the opportunity to study alongside future stars of Broadway and Hollywood. Jada Pinkett Smith, future wife of Will Smith, was in Tupac's class and the pair were close. Another classmate was Seth Bloom, who described himself in the book as a gay theater kid. He and Tupac hit it off so much that Bloom told Pearlman there was frisson between them, beyond friendship. He recounted how at a party they were drinking tequila shots and were dared to kiss each other. He kissed me, said Bloom. We kind of vamped it up. Our lips touched. I know I wasn't the only boy Tupac kissed. Take everything I presented with the biggest grain of pink Himalayan sea salt you can carry. When we were alone, I always felt the thing. You know, that sexual tension where you hold a glare a second or two too long, or you touch someone longer than normal. That was Tupac. My belief is he was somewhere between heterosexual and bisexual. He kissed me, said Bloom. We kind of vamped it up. Our lips touched. Okay. Tupac pictured above in the 88 Baltimore School of Arts yearbook. The rapper thrived at this school where he was popular and successful with girls and loved longingly by boys. Tupac thrived at the school, wildly popular and successful with the girls. What the fuck? Come on. Okay. Yet within 2 years of joining BSA, he was forced to leave. His mother, Afeni, kicked the then 17-year-old Tupac out of the house and shipped him across the country to live with his family friends in Marin City in the Bay area of California. Tupac enrolled in Tamalpais High, where he met Steinberg and her artistic entourage. He was so different than most of the kids from Marin City, said Shava Bramwell, a white classmate who spoke to Pearlman. Honestly, it was strange for us to see a black kid like him. He was in touch with his feelings. He was feminine and soft and sweet and gentle. Really, he was effeminate, very effeminate. I'm just putting it out there, okay? Let's continue. Liza Monjaz, another classmate, told how she and Tupac went to the mall together to get both ears pierced. Tupac spray painted his own clothes, bleached blonde a strip of his hair, which Monjaz said was really confusing. And LaDonna Bonner, also in Tupac's class, told Pearlman how for the 1988 Spirit Week, an annual celebration of the school's culture, Tupac dressed in a full cheerleader outfit, complete with the skirt and pom-poms, and paraded through the cafeteria. I asked around, excuse me, who is this crazy boy and what has he been smoking? On graduating, Tupac's nomadic existence continued. He bought a house in Atlanta, but was drawn back to his native city of New York, breaking hearts wherever he met. His womanizing was legendary and devastating. Okay. In November 93, 19-year-old Ayanna Jackson, whom he met in the nightclub, accused him of attacking her in a Manhattan hotel with two other men. Tupac denied the charges, but was convicted of sexual abuse and sent to Rikers Island for a month. An 8-month stint in Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York followed, just 20 miles from the Canadian border. It was nicknamed Siberia for its harsh conditions. The rapper was there for Valentine's Day of 95 until October that same year. Wendy Williams, then a radio shock jock, claimed that Tupac was attacked in prison by fellow inmates, something he denied in a 95 interview with the Los Angeles Times. Do we still believe that story took place? I'm 60-40 that I believe it happened. I am 60-40 that I believe Tupac was assaulted. Okay. Let's continue. He said it was hard watching the media report all kinds of lies about me, like that I got attacked in jail. That never happened. Okay. Okay. What is undeniable is that Tupac made a series of surprising friends while behind bars, not least his cellmate, described by Perlman as a flamboyant gay man who cooked up tomato soup in their cell and shared it with the rapper. Another man with whom Tupac formed a close bond was a corrections officer who wrote in a 2021 book about his experiences inside prisons under the pseudonym Michael Christopher. Christopher took an interest in Tupac's writings and became something of a therapist to the rapper as he talked through his traumatic, poverty-stricken childhood and told of his absent father and dysfunctional mother. When Tupac was freed, he signed a photo for Christopher, writing, "To a good man, I wish you all the success in the world." He also became good friends with Joey Fama, an Italian-American convicted for the murder of a young black man in Brooklyn, who Perlman writes became briefly the face of bigotry in the Big Apple. And college student Shannon Siegel, who like Fama was white and convicted of almost beating to death a black man he saw talking to a girl he was dating. They were, writes Perlman, men who he certainly would not have hung with on the outside. But then for Tupac, his public persona and private reality were two very different things. Okay. Okay. What do you, let's go down the thread. Let's just go through the thread. Okay, people are upset. Let's go through the thread. This is a classic.
Totally arrogant. I agree. I have to say it. Like, at work, I can't hold a job. I just quit my job today, actually, because I wanted to come and do this. And they wouldn't let me. And I felt like it was important, and it was more important than serving pizza. And
okay, let's not be stupid. If we didn't know this was Tupac, we would think this is a gay boy. Let's not be stupid. Okay? So put all the Tupac shit to the side. We're just looking at this person here. This is a gay boy. We're looking at a little zesty. Y'all call him zesty, cinnamony, sweet, a tink, a twink. You would call him everything but what he is. Okay? We're looking at a gay boy right here.
We had enough people, so I felt like since I'm an actor, they should understand. They should have let me do it, but they didn't. And then I had a cold, so they were making me work in a freezer. And I'm really not one to be disrespected. And I felt like,
oh my God. So when he does this and shakes it, come on, that's classic gay man mannerisms. Classic.
like that was disrespectful because I asked to go, So I quit, and he told me I couldn't quit. And that even made me hyper. I'm arrogant. So when he told me I couldn't quit and we had all these customers, I chose that time to jump on a soapbox, grab my leather jacket, light a cigarette in front of him, smoke, and leave in the middle of a rush. So that was natural. That's arrogance at the top. That's I think I'm most like my mother. And she likes it. She'll see it in me and know it. And we clash a lot because I'm arrogant, she's arrogant. And you should see us when we get totally arrogant.
Wow. Oh, I know. Everybody's upset in the comments. Y'all just want everybody to be gay. Oh my gosh. Why didn't they come out with this while he was living? People did suspect when he was living. Let's not be stupid. Okay. My mentor worked with Tupac on that first album. Okay. And my mentor has a stack of DAT tapes with Tupac songs that you will never ever hear. He'll never hear it because the estate's going to come for it. And he wants to keep those to himself. Okay. Let's continue. A little tweet guy from Juilliard with Thug Life tats. Everyone's on the world stage is manufactured. He lived in Marin. Tamalpay High School is so far from thug life. Wow, they really spun that gangster image hard. This is a premium place to live in California. Beautiful area, very wealthy. We drive by this high school all the time on the way to Point Reyes beaches. Point Reyes beaches. He definitely wasn't a gangster. Wow, this is shocking to learn how much the weave is the weave an image. So that's the high school. Okay. Okay. This person says, I'm so sick and tired of this retard bimbos like you. Nothing in this 2-minute clip, let alone the whole interview, indicates such a fallacy. In fact, 2 minutes into the entire interview, he states he chases girls. Oh, okay. Two things can be true. I seen a video years ago, an interview with him. You could tell he was a flamer for sure. Okay. 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 Hey, take it for what it is. Okay. This was interesting. Tupac Amaru Shakur was planted among our people with his mother, part of this so-called Black Panther movement, which was an all mockery of our ancient legacy in the most ancient Americas of the feathers or jaguar. He stole the name and rebranded it when it was a royal title to the real Tupac Amaru, who was not tied to a double-headed serpent. That is their hijack. It's the double-headed jaguar. That is to represent the balance, the duality with the carbon suit they are in. There is a light hue and a dark hue. They try to separate them, but they cannot be separated. They birth one another, and they are the Pantera Leo Atrox. A dragon is the jaguar. They tried to paint it as a serpent. When you study the words and the play they did on them, you can see clearly even the dragon Amaru, their supposed double-headed serpent dragon, has spots as a jaguar on it. The jaguar is that crater that hit the earth in Mexico, the largest and biggest in the world. Has to be. Jaguars are only in the Americas and surrounding islands. So while they tried to tame Tupac after a serpent, after they tried to name Tupac after a serpent, they didn't know themselves they were naming it after the double-headed two-hued jaguars. Okay, so Tupac, the last Sapa Inca ruler of the Neo-Inca state, who was executed by the Spanish in 1572. Tupac II, descendant of Inca rulers who led a major rebellion against the Spanish rule in 1780. The name, which means shining serpent, has since become a symbol of indigenous resistance and rebellion, famously adopted by the rapper Tupac. Oh. So you see the man holding the serpent. Oh, interesting. Okay. Capable of transcending boundaries to and from the spiritual realm of the underworld. Oh, so that is a sketch of Amaru. Okay. So it has chicken legs, a snake tail, birds of a feather, or wings of a feather, or wings of a bird. What is that? I don't know what kind of head that is of an animal. And the legs of, I don't know what that is. Alligator legs? I don't know. Interesting. Okay, in mythology of Andean civilizations of South America, the Amaru or Katari is a mythical serpent or dragon. In Inca mythology, Amaru is a huge double-headed jaguar that dwells underground at the bottom of lakes and rivers. Okay. Uh-oh. OG, what's happening? If you can look up the clip of Queen Latifah stating her and Pac went to the funny club. Okay, for sure. Let's go take a look. Shall we? Okay, Queen Latifah. Tupac. Oh, God, here it is. Damn. Ain't waste no time.
Oh man, we were backstage somewhere, huh? Me and Tupac were pretty much label mates. I was signed to Tommy Boy Records. Digital Underground was signed to Tommy Boy Records. Go doing a show, my first show over $10,000, which was a New Year's Eve show. at this cool gay club in San Francisco. I was like, yo, I'm here. He was like, yo, I'm gonna hook up with you. So Tupac came to the club with me, and I was like, yo, come on, Tupac is in the building. They went crazy in there. I was like, they gonna tear you out your clothes. Come here. He's like, man, he took his shirt off anyway. We had so much fun, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna let that rock out. Thank you, OG, for that. Once again, I have no dog in this Tupac fight. It is what it is, man. Okay, I don't know. I'm just I'm just here to give out the information.